I will talk to you a little bit about my family, because we have 3 generations of Leaman Hall people attending Saugatuck Church. Just to give you some familiarity with the names, I'm Joann. My husband is Carl. He's in the crib room right now. Marion is our older daughter who lives in town with her husband David and their 4 children. And Elizabeth comes into this story very early on, but she now lives in California with her son and her husband. So she doesn't attend Saugatuck Church anymore, but she wishes she could find a church in all of California as lovely as this one. Our family first attended services here at Saugatuck Church around 40 years ago. At that time, Carl and I were looking for a faith community, Christ-centered faith community. We wanted our 2 young daughters, Marion and Elizabeth, to experience God's love in a church setting. And Elizabeth, who was about 5 at the time, needed to get baptized. Today, here we are, still showing up, still participating in congregational life, still worshiping God, still praying, still singing, still listening, still not listening when it pleases us. Here we are, 3 generations strong and thriving at our beloved Saugatuck Church. So why are you, the congregation, you, the Saugatuck Church, why are you beloved by our family? Well, that is a question with many answers, and I'm not going to give them all. The first answer is you. We're used to you. You are friendly. You are caring. You, actually, I should say we, since the Leaman Call family members are part of this congregation. Our Saugatuck congregation tries to help ease the pain in the world. We honor our covenant to attempt to live in loving community, and to undertake the challenge to grow in the faith together. Second answer, we love the meeting house. Our family loves this historic building on the hill. This historic building full of light and austere beauty, and the resonance of more than 150 years of prayers, of sermons, of hymns, of weddings, of funerals, of baptisms, of planning and carrying out mission initiatives, of endless coffee hours, and meetings upon meetings upon meetings. Third answer, we lived on as a vital congregation without being able to worship in this lovely, special meeting house. We grieved. We stood in shock on our front lawn the day after the fire. We prayed. Westport stood with us. We worshiped at Temple Israel. We found new ways to sing, to take communion, to serve dinner on Thanksgiving Day, to continue our missions, to celebrate Christmas Eve, to conduct Sunday school, to stage story tent in new venues, to pray. We remained ourselves, yet we changed. We grew. We struggled with the rebuilding process, which continues. We are grateful to worship here in our home place again. Fourth answer, Saugatuck Church constantly creates a sacred space for our family, a sacred space for our family to discover God's presence in our lives. Each one of us walks the faith path in his own way, in her own time. Our grandchildren have the opportunity to build community with their peer group and to explore what it means to be a Christian. The adults who devote themselves to Sunday school, to confirmation classes, and to youth group activities, our Christian education people, are remarkable human beings who share their faith and entertain, yes, encourage questions and doubt from our youth with aplomb, with respect, and with humor. The adults in our family, the Leaman family, pursue various activities. Marion, our daughter, who's still living in town, supports her 4 children in their faith journeys. She got to play Mary in the Christmas pageant when Nolan, who is now 10, he was a little over a month old, he played Jesus, and David, her husband, who is Jewish, delightedly played Joseph. First Jewish Joseph at Saugatuck Church, I think. More recently, Marion realized that she has a thin place, created by many years of Sunday morning gazing out 2 windows here in the meeting house. And we usually sat in 1, 2, 3, about the 4th row there where the veterans sit. So her 2 windows were over here on this side somewhere. She realized that she had this thin place. And if you want to know how those windows contributed to her understanding of God's variable creation, I think you could probably ask her about that during coffee hour. Carl, my husband, has spent many Sunday mornings in the crib room and with the preschool children. That's where he is this morning. He loves to play with children, and the children enjoy his presence as well. When he leaves the universe of infants and toddlers, Carl attends morning worship, where he spiritedly sings all the hymns completely out of tune, while substituting the old lyrics, if necessary. According to the Reverend Dr. Fred R. Anderson, pastor emeritus at Madison Avenue Presbyterian Church, song is the gift God has given us to unite our heads and our hearts in praise. Unites us all in one common prayer. Pastor Anderson knows the excuse, I can't carry a tune, but reminds us the psalmist did not say, sing a glorious aria to the Lord. The psalmist said, make a joyful noise to the Lord. Carl's pew is full of joyful noise. I have found special grace in participating in meditation and prayer groups at Saugatuck. In contemplation, I have discovered ways to explore the healing power of replacing hurt with forgiveness. Healing prayer has just started up again after a few years' absence, and I am thrilled that we now have a labyrinth on our front lawn, but I discovered the day before yesterday that I need to bring my rake to walk it. But these will be gone after a while. In addition, I make my own joyful noise, singing in the choir. 5th answer, our pastor, Allison Patton, and music director, Heather Hamilton, are gifted and generous leaders and guides. They continue a long tradition of spirit-filled pastors and music directors here at Saugatuck. Look around this sanctuary. Feel God's presence among us. We are a congregation that welcomes all people here. Today, you have heard a small part of our family's Saugatuck story. Each of you has your own special stories about this community. As you consider your pledge this year, I hope you will think about how your financial offering might contribute to this spacious, sacred church. Thank you.